the emotion. Okay, so just close your eyes and identify the emotion. I'm going to count backwards from 5 to 1. As I count back from 5 to 1, 5, just relax and let yourself go. 4, 3, really relax. Imagine emptying your mind into a big bin liner and just put it outside the door, pick it up later if you wish, but for now really relax. 2, okay, you can feel your heart beating. One hand might feel warm and the other put your foot against the floor, push really relax. And just let yourself go. I want you to identify the emotion that you feel. Okay, and once you've identified it, just give me a nod. Okay, just notice if it's got a sound, a colour, a feeling, and where the feeling is. Okay, and just come back to the here and now. So we've identified the emotion, okay, attached to that behaviour or that aimed at releasing the emotion you'd like to release. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to take you back on a journey in time. I want you to go as far back as you possibly can to the first time you experienced that emotion. Okay. Okay.
Or connected to the problem, or just the emotion full stop?
The emotion, that's a good point actually. No, the emotion full stop, yeah. It doesn't have to necessarily be connected to the problem, just the emotion full stop. As far back as you possibly can. Okay. I'm going to bring you into a light state of trance. Okay. I need you to think of your timeline and go as far back as you can. Identify the emotion. Okay. So to really relax, close your eyes, let yourself go. Big breath in, big breath out. Really relax. Okay. Now I'm going to count back from 5 to 1. 5. Really relax. 4. 3. Just let yourself go. 2. I want you to go back to a time in your life where you felt comfortable and secure and happy. Okay? Think of a time, it could have been a holiday or celebrating an event where you've got friends and family and you feel comfortable and happy. And just give me a nod when you're there. Okay. What I want you to do now is imagine a line that represents time. Okay. Imagine a pathway that represents time. Imagine your past and past events. I want you to imagine walking on this pathway that represents time. Okay? And I want you to look for the very first time you experienced that emotion that you identified. And go as far back as you possibly can. And give me a nod when you get there. I want you to see if there's a time before that. Okay. Roughly what age would you be?
I was very young. I was only really little. Months old, I suppose. Okay.
I'd like you to reconnect the situation using all your senses. So I want you to notice what you saw, heard and felt. Okay, so reconnect with the situation using all your senses. Notice what you saw, notice what you heard and what you felt and what the experience was like. Okay? What was it like to experience the situation? I want you to really experience it and just notice what's going on. See, hear and feel, taste, smell. As you do that, I want you to imagine disassociating from the event. Imagine stepping to one side, the left-hand side, and watching it like you're watching TV. And then you can step to the right-hand side, like you're watching it on a TV screen. And then you can float as high as you possibly can in the sky till you see it like a postage stamp. Okay. And you can float back down and go back to before the event. So before it happened, you've got no feelings or thoughts based on this event. Now I want you to think of all the resources and wisdom and knowledge you have gained from the person you are today. And imagine going back on the pathway, back to where you were in the present day, and think of all the resources you'd like to take back to your younger self as you were at the time. Think of what you would take back: wisdom, confidence, knowledge, all the things that you would take back to your younger self. And you can imagine filling a bag with all these resources, putting them all in the bag. And when you're happy with all the resources that you'd like to bring your younger self, just give me a nod. Okay. Now what I'd like to do is go back to your younger self, carrying this bag. Okay? So carrying this bag to your younger self, I want you to imagine giving your younger self all these resources, and imagine how differently you would have reacted to this experience with all these resources you've got now. Okay, so you pass all these resources to your younger self, everything that you've learned from the age you are now, and notice how differently you'd have reacted in that situation. And you can watch the situation from the left and from the right and as high up as you possibly can, and even come down and step to before the event ever happened, and you've got no feelings, and knowing that when you're born with only two fears, fears of falling and fear of loud noises, but this is a situation that may have influenced your thought process and produced certain feelings, and just recognize now it's time to let go. Okay. And to let go, I want you to imagine getting rid of all of these emotions and tying them to a balloon, letting the balloon float as high up as you possibly can in the sky, and letting go. So your subconscious mind is there to serve you, but there's a time that you've got to let go of certain feelings. Okay. And just let go. And as you let go of these feelings, just imagine making your way back to the here and now, revisiting every time you felt these emotions. And I want you to let go of these emotions every time you experience. Okay? So revisiting every time in your life that you've experienced these feelings, and deal with these events and situations with the resources you have. And reassure yourself at these variable times and points, everything's going to be okay. It's time to let go. The way the mind works, it serves us. It works to serve us and protect us. Yet, there's a time to let go of certain thoughts and feelings so we can progress. And as you gradually make yourself come back, or make your way back to the here and now, I want you to future pace and think of the future. Think of how the future will be completely different. Think of how things will be different tomorrow, a week from now, 3 weeks from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, by letting go of these emotions, knowing that they were there to serve you to a point where now it's time to let go. And having let go of these feelings and emotions, I'm going to count back from 10 to 1. And as I count back, 10, 9, you can imagine getting rid of all of these emotions completely. 8, 7, 6, 5. And you gradually begin to come back refreshed, recharged, revitalized, clear and focused. 4, 3, gradually going back 2,